Hi, David Saba here. Welcome to Module 3 of the Guru Code. What we're going to be discussing today is building a website, making a website. And I know this can be one of the most intimidating things, one of the things that scares the most people away, because most people will tell you they don't know how to build a website, right? Well, what we're going to learn today is just how easy it can be to do that, all right? First of all, we're going to talk about site design. And I know it sounds intimidating, but with the right tools, something that would normally take you months to learn and do will now take you just a week or two. And it'll look better, it'll be cleaner, it'll be sharper, it'll be more equipped to make you more money. Below, I've given you a link to the software that I use. It is absolutely fantastic. It will save you months of work, so much headache. It's called X-Site Pro 2, and it's a bit of an investment, but trust me, it makes creating a site so much easier, and your site will look much, much better, which will translate into more money for you. And it's actually a lot cheaper now than it was when I bought it too. I just want to let you know I'm in no way, shape, or form associated with the owners of, like I don't own X-Site Pro. I have no stock in them or anything like that. I'm telling you, this is a tool you have to get. It's absolutely imperative. It will save you so much time, so much frustration. This will basically take, all the things that you're scared about in terms of creating a website. This will take all those away. Pictures and images. There's another handy tool I've added that a lot of people use called Adobe Photoshop, and I've added a link to that below as well. If you can't afford both X-Site Pro 2 and Photoshop, though, that's okay. You'll find a link down there to a software called Paint.net as well, and then another one called GIMP too. Um, Paint.net was the first software I used back before I started making the real big bucks. If you have to choose between either getting Photoshop or X-Site Pro 2, I recommend X-Site Pro 2, and then just use something like Paint.net or GIMP. The basics for using these tools. While I'm not going to give you an exhaustive how-to on how to use all these tools, that would take so long, I'm going to give you some tips that were helpful for me. For example, I'll be using Paint.net because this is likely what most will try first, as it's free, and I think it's the best of the free options. However, don't let that discourage you from grabbing Photoshop if you can, because it's the superior software by and far. And once you learn how to use it, you'll be able to create fantastic websites very easily. All right, so what we've got here, and I know this looks foreign to you, and that's okay. What you're looking at here is a picture that I just recently did. It just took me like 5 minutes to do, and it was a basic outline of what I want the site to look like. And obviously, the site content is going to be in here somewhere, but this is what the outline is going to look like. This is what the layout is going to look like. And what I'm going to show you here in this video is exactly how to take this one solid picture and turn it into a website using two tools that make the process so ridiculously easy. Okay, the first process, or the first tool, I should say, is the one I'm using right now is Paint.net. You can see by this little logo up here. All right, so here's what we're looking at here. We're making sure that the page is the right size, excuse me. And now we're going to highlight the top part here. Like I said, this is an image. We're going to use Paint.net for those of you who can't, who have a tight budget and who can't afford Adobe Photoshop. So I've highlighted the top here, and what I'm going to do, this is going to be my header. This is going to be the header for my website. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to click copy on here, and now I'm going to click I'm going to start a brand new picture, and it's going to have the right size right there for me. See, it says 800 by 188. That's exactly what I just highlighted. Paint.net's nice that way, and I believe Photoshop does that as well. I don't know about GIMP, quite honestly. You can look at that for yourself and see, but see, it made the header exactly the right size, so I'm going to paste it in here, and boom, there's my header. Now we want to take the header out of this because we don't want to accidentally copy or save two images that have part of the same image on there. So what we're going to do is we just inverted the selection, meaning that what was highlighted before is no longer highlighted, and vice versa. And now we're going to crop, which means we're going to crop out everything that's not highlighted right now. So we're going to basically get rid of the header now since we've already copied it to a new image. So there you go. Everything that we just had, we still have, just minus the image. Now we're going to do the same thing with the footer. I'm going to select it. Make sure that you're using the rectangle select tool. If you don't, you'll end up not sure what you're doing. We'll go up to edit and we'll hit copy, and then we'll start another picture. And once again, it shows the right width and height for what we just copied. Paint.net's pretty intuitive like that. That's why I like it. So now we're going to do the same thing there. We're gonna crop out the footer because we already pasted it into a new image, into its own image. All right. Now we're going to go back up. We're going to go to rectangle select. And we're going to do the left border. And once again, we're going to copy. And we're going to paste it right in there. And there we've got our left border. Okay, so once again, we're going to invert. And we got rid of it. Invert, and we're going to delete. Now we're going to do it with the right. All right, now we've got all the pieces that we need. This is the body right here, by the way. We're gonna actually save this as the body. So you've got body, header, footer, left border, and right border, which is exactly what you need for a website. Those are all key elements in a website. There's the header. There's the footer. There's the left. There's the right. So what we need to do now is we need to save them all. So we're going to save this one. We're gonna save it, like I said, we're going to save it as body. And make sure you save it as a PNG, because PNG will save that negative space for the header, footer, left, and right. See, like that negative space there? If you save it as a JPEG, that's not going to turn out right. So you want to make sure you save it as a PNG. On here, we're just going to save the body as a PNG as well, just to make sure, just to make them all the same. It's easiest that way. So you've got the PNG there. Make sure that that's right. Okay. We're gonna save it as body. Click save. All right. Yeah, we want to. I've already got them saved on there, but I'm gonna resave them just so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So we close that. Now we're gonna save this one as the header because that's what it is. And once again, it's a PNG. And we can close that. I'm going to save that as the footer. Right there, see footer.png. That's what we want to save it as. And we can exit out of that. Now we have the left border, which I just save as left. It's nice and easy, and you can remember it. So left.png. And we can exit out of that and then do the same thing to right. All right. Now, that's all we needed the photo editing software for in this section, okay? We can now exit out of the photo editing software. All right, now what we're going to use now is probably the most important tool. I would say it's the most beneficial tool, the most valuable tool I own. It takes months of work that I would otherwise have to do, and it boils it down to 3 days. 3 days, 4 days, okay, a week at most. but still, it takes so much of the effort and the struggle and what makes people hesitant about building their own website, and it takes it away. It makes building a website that you can make money off of, very easy, very simple, and a lot faster, especially for someone who has no experience doing so. But honestly, even if you do have experience doing this, it makes it a lot easier. This is much better than probably any HTML editing software you've ever come across. All right, so here it is. It's called Excite Pro 2. And we're not going to mess with that right now. I could, but we're not going to. All right, here's what it looks like when you open it up. Now, I've already started one. What you would do here is you would add a project and add a website, which you'll see right up. Well, here's the one I've already started. And don't smoke. That's the example I'm going to be using. Add a website. Normally, you would add a website to a add a website and add a project up there. Not in that order. It would be add a project and add a website. But all right, what we're going to do is here, we're going to work on the layout. All right. And first things first, you want to make sure that the background is transparent. This is because we've used a PNG, and this is because we have invisible space on our pictures, and we want to make sure that the invisible space doesn't get, doesn't have a background just attributed to it. So we'll make it transparent, and then we'll go into images. Now I think I already have the header saved in here. Yeah, I do. I have the header saved in here, but for your purposes, I'm going to show you what you would normally have to do. You go to select from hard drive. You would find we have it saved in a folder under our desktop. So we're going to go right there, and it's called My New Site. And you're going to find the header in here. You're going to click that. Yeah. All right. See, there's our header. Doesn't look like much right now, but in the end, we're going to keep going, and this is going to look exactly like it's supposed to look, and it's literally that easy to get the website up and running. You just do that 5 times to get the layout right. 6 times if you want to add a background. All right, so we're going to go to, we don't need an info bar, so we're going to go to left panel. Once again, we're going to make sure that it's transparent behind it. But this is important. You're going to end up with a weird picture if you don't. Although, if you don't have invisible space, then it's not such a big deal. Okay? Now, see, that doesn't look right. It looks like it's several times over. That's because the width is at 150, and we know that our width isn't that wide. So we're going to go in here to images, and we're going to hover over it and see how wide it is. See, it's only 50 pixels wide, whereas that says 150. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to change the 150 to 50. There. Now it looks like it's supposed to. And we'll get rid of the padding just because we don't need it. We don't need links. Now see, there's a little... Now see, there's a little line that I just made it go away with 49. Well, don't do that. See that little line right there? It doesn't look right, does it? It looks like there's a problem there. So it looks like it should have been 49, but we're going to go down to preview, and here's what it's going to look like on the website. So even if it doesn't quite look right in Excite Pro, you can check it and make sure you can see what it's going to look like in a browser. See? And that looks right. That's what it's supposed to look like, right? That little line's not there, so we know we're okay. Putting it 50. All right, we've got the main panel here. Now, since my main panel, my body, which is what it was all white, I could put the image in here, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave the color at white. Like I could go in here and I could find the body. This would be if you have a body that's not all one color. You would do it this way. But since I do, all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at a white color. Now, the width is wrong. You need to figure out, that's why having a body is so important. See, my body was 697 pixels wide, so I want to make sure it matches here. Now, obviously, what you're looking at right now doesn't look right. It looks crooked. It looks like the alignment's off on everything. Well, that's okay, because we haven't done the right side yet. Once we do the right side, everything's going to match up, and it's going to look beautiful, okay? All right, now we're going to the right panel. And like we did with the left panel and the header, we're going to make sure that the background is transparent. because we have some invisible space there. All right, we'll select it from the hard drive. We'll go to write.png. That's what we're going to use. See, it's 53 pixels wide, so it's not the same dimensions as the other one. But see, we know that ahead of time, so we're just going to put 53 in there, and boom. Look at that. It looks exactly like it's supposed to look. Now, we want to make sure we don't forget the footer. We got to put that in too, right? All right, so we're going to do that here, and just, yeah, we'll do that right here. We'll do that right now. All right, so we're in the footer right now, page footer, and we want to make sure we include a page footer. Because we have negative space, or invisible space, we're going to put transparent one more time. And we're going to go to images. And we'll select from hard drive, and we'll bring up footer. Now, it says the footer is only 20 pixels high, so it doesn't look right, see? So what we've got to do is we've got to change that. So we're gonna go back into our images. We're gonna find how tall it is. See, it's actually 74 pixels tall instead of 20. So what we do is we'll just replace the 20 with 74. See? And we'll get rid of the padding because we don't need it. No links. We don't need links. And now lo and behold, look, the footer is exactly what we wanted. Exactly what we had it look like in the picture, right? So we've got a website that kind of looks like it's supposed to, right? Now we're going to go to page margins. Page margins is a fancy word for background. If you want something on the outside on the background of this thing, then this is where you'll do it. And we'll just find one here real quick. Just for the sake of finding one. It's not going to look good, but just for the sake of an example, we'll put one on here. Actually, yeah, let's stay in here. All right, that one will work. Yeah, that tile right there, that'll work. Like I said, it's not going to look good, but it'll show you exactly what a background is. That way you know how to set it up. Okay, so here's your site. Like I said, it doesn't look like much. I just did it real quick just to show you exactly how to do this. And here's, if you want to see what it looks like in a browser, then that's what you've got. You've got your website right there. You've got a background, you've got a header, you've got borders, you've got a footer, you've got a body. Now, Xsite Pro throws all that text in there to show you what it would look like if it had a lot of text in there, which is nice. Eventually, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to replace that with your own. But we're gonna study that in just a moment, but not quite yet. So that's what your site looks like. You got the tiling, you've got the borders, you got the background. Easy enough, right? And here in just a moment, we're gonna look at what to do here as far as web pages are concerned. All right, now that we're done with this, we're gonna work on the content of the website. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from page layout to web pages. Click that. And up here we've already got a sitemap. I don't ever use one because I'm not huge into search engine optimization. That's something that really helps with that, as well as just general user interface. But I usually get rid of it. You don't have to. It really doesn't matter. Now what you're going to do is you're going to add a page. Okay. We can call this page whatever we want. We'll call ours we don't have one. All right. Now what we want to do here is we actually want to change this. This is going to be our front page. This is going to be the page that people come to, and you always want to make that index. All right. So we've got an index. So we've got index.html, which is great. So now we can just click save. All right. Now, you remember those tabs we had up here? Well, see this? We got a bunch of like little sub tabs now, right? So we're going to edit this page a little bit. So we'll go into the design side. Okay, now this actually looks, I don't know if you've ever been in Microsoft Word before, but if you do, a lot of these are similar to what's in there, right? And that's because it's that easy to make a website in here. You basically, the learning curve for something as simple as using Microsoft Word is just about the learning curve here. The only exception would be a couple of things like this button right here. This is a table, which helps you line things up in certain ways. You can insert audio, you can insert video, you can do widgets. But other than that, I mean, you've got the normal headlines. So let's start creating our website. Let's center the top and say if this is of course true. I mean, don't put something up here that isn't true. I'm just doing this as an example. All right, now this looks very boring. So what we'll do is we're going to select it all. We're going to change the font. We're going to change the size. 56. And we'll change the color. Make it nice and big and red. Went from a pack a day to being smoke-free. Now I'd like to help you do the same. All right. Now notice I didn't say I'm going to show you how I did it, because maybe if you kicked a smoking habit, you might not have used the ebook that you're about to sell. And that's okay. All that's really communicating is that this is something that you're passionate about, you've had a breakthrough with it, and you'd like to use this ebook to help others break free as well. Let's take a preview. Let's see what it looks like so far. There you go. See? Whatever we put in there, that's what's starting to show up here. We've still got our, I mean, ugly as it is, we've still got the background, we've still got the, the layout and everything. That's really all there is to it. And I'm not going to go through too much of this because most of this is just going to have to be you figuring out what you want to put in here. But that's essentially how you put content on your website. If you're looking to put pictures, right here. If you're looking to put, like I said, if you're looking to put videos, right here. If you're looking to put audio in there, you can put that in. You can actually put ads. You can put all kinds of stuff. There are very few limits with this software, and that's why I said it is so important that you grab it, because it will save you so much time. All right. All right, I know that was a lot of information, but hopefully I've given you plenty that you can start playing around with. Hopefully you can put together a nice layout for your website, and you can start putting content on your page. All right, so get busy, and I'll see you in Module 4.